Hello friends, welcome back to the lecture series on sentiment analysis using NLTK. In this video and in the next video, we are going to perform the sentiment analysis of Amazon Alexa product. In this video, we will first download the data set. After that, we will perform exploratory data analysis of the data set. First, let us see how to download the data set. To download the data set, you should have an account in Kaggle. Once you create an account in Kaggle, you can go to the website www.kaggle.com. After you log in into the website, you can see the tab datasets here. So click the datasets tab. In the search box, you can type Amazon Alexa reviews. You can click any one of the links here. I'm clicking the first link. So once you select the link, here you can see the download button. The data set is 515 KB in size. So you can click the button and download the data set. So here my data set is downloaded. It is a zip file. You can extract the contents of the zip file. Extract the contents. You can see this file here. This file is now TSV file. TSV stands for tab separated values. So when you open the file, it consists of fields like rating, which is nothing but rating given to the product by various customers, and then the date of the review, then what is the variation in the Amazon Alexa, and then verified review. This is the review given by the customer. From this review only, we are going to perform the sentiment analysis. After that, feedback. Feedback is whether the customers are satisfied or not. So the feedback has two values, 1 and 0. We will explore the data set in detail later. So these are all the various fields available in the data set, and it is a TSV file. I'm going to copy this file. In my system, Anaconda is downloaded in this particular path. So in that path, I am creating a folder called Amazon Alexa Sentiment Analysis with NLTK. In this, I am going to paste my data set. So in this same folder only, we are going to create our IPython notebook also. So after you copy your files, you go to your Anaconda and then you can launch your Jupyter notebook. So after you launch the Jupyter notebook, you can select the folder you have created, that is Amazon Alexa Sentiment Analysis with NLTK. So select this folder. And this folder now contains the TSV file, which is nothing but your data set. Now you are going to create a IPython notebook. For that, click New Python 3. Now you can type all your commands in this particular file. I have already created a file, so I'm closing this now. So now this is your file. Here only you're going to type all your commands. I have already created a file called reading and exploring data. I'm now opening the file. Instead, you can type all your commands in the newly created Python 3 notebook. Now I'm opening this file. When you create your project, make sure that your data set and then your IPython notebook both are in the same folder. Otherwise, you have to explicitly specify the path in each of the files. So now I have opened my file. In this, we are going to perform sentiment analysis about Amazon Alexa products. Now we have downloaded the data set. Let us see the description about the data set. The data set contains totally review of 3,150 customers, and it contains fields like the text which contains a customer review, and then star rating given by various customers, date of review, then variant of the Alexa product, and feedback of various customers. The Alexa products are Alexa Echo, Echo Dot, Alexa Fire Sticks, and so on. So now we have seen how to download the data set. Let us perform first exploratory data analysis of the data set. For that, we need to first import pandas. So I'm importing pandas as PD, and our data set is TSV file, that is nothing but tab separated value file. We are going to read our data set. For that, from pandas, we are going to use the function read underscore CSV. Here we are going to pass the file name, which is nothing but Amazon underscore Alexa.tsv. So if you see the data set we have downloaded, this is a file name Amazon underscore Alexa, and the file name is, and the file type is TSV. I'm giving that as the first argument. And when we read the content from the TSV file, the elements are separated from each other by tab. So we have to tell the separator. So here the separator is tab. For that, inside single quote, we are giving /t. /t stands for tab. Once we read the data from this TSV file, it is stored in a data frame called df. Now let us display the first 5 rows of our data set. That we can do with the help of head function. So I'm going to call the head function with the help of this data frame object we have created. So df.head is going to display the first 5 rows in our data set. So the first 5 rows are having the index as 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can even display the last 5 rows of your data set by df.tail. So if you see the last 5 rows, they are with the index 3145, 3146, and so on. Last index is 3149. Let us now check the shape of our data set with the help of df.shape attribute. And this is now printing a tuple. The tuple contains 2 values. The first value is 3150. It is nothing but the data set contains totally 3150 records. And the second is nothing but number of columns in our data set, which are nothing but our fields or attributes. There are totally 5 attributes. As you can see here, the first attribute is rating. Then we have date, variation, verified reviews, and then feedback. And we can even print the name of these columns with the help of df.columns attribute. So here we have only 5 columns, so we are easily seeing the name of all the columns. Sometimes in the real data set, we will have many number of columns. So in that case, you can easily display the name of all the columns with the help of df.columns. So it is going to now display all the columns in your data set. You can print a summary about your data set with the help of df.info. It is going to display summary of all the columns. So totally we have 5 columns. So for all the 5 columns, it is displaying the summary. It is going to tell what is the name of the column. It is going to display how many not null values are present. So if you consider, there are totally 3150 entries in our data set and all are non-null. That means we have value for all the records. And in the D type, it is going to display what is the data type of each and every column. If you consider this, the rating column is having the data type as int64, and the date, variation, verified underscore review columns are having the data type as object. The meaning of object data type is it may be string data type. And coming to the feedback, the data type of feedback column is int64. It is saying that out of 5 columns, 2 columns are having the data type as int64, and then 3 columns are having the data type as object, which is nothing but string. And now you can find a descriptive summary about your data set. It is going to display the statistical information that you can achieve with the help of the function called describe. You can call this function with the help of the pandas data frame we have created, df.describe. This is going to tell information for the columns which are having numeric data type. So here we have 2 columns with the numeric data type. One is the rating column and the other is feedback column. For these 2 columns, it is going to display what is the minimum value of those columns and what is the maximum value, what is 25 percentile value, 50 percentile, 75 percentile. After that, mean, standard deviation. In addition, it is going to print count. And here we are getting information only for the fields with the numeric data type. For the fields with the object data type, you can get the summary with the help of the describe function, where you have to write include is equal to object. When you do that, it is going to give information for the columns with data type as object. So we have the object data type for date, variation, and then verified reviews column. So for them, we are getting the summary. Now, before performing any pre-processing, we have to remove all the missing values in our data set. Missing values are nothing but while entering the data set, certain cells may not have any value. Either the users can miss the value or otherwise the value may not be present at the time of data collection. There are so many reasons for that. So first, we have to check whether any null values are present in our data set. So we can achieve this with the help of 2 different functions. One function is with the help of this data frame object we have created, we can call isNull function and then in that .any. Now this function, for every column, it is going to display whether any null values are present. If any null values are present, it will display true. Otherwise, it will display false. Here, for all the 5 columns, we are getting false. That means that there are no null values in our data set. If you use df.isNull.sum, you are going to get some of the null values. So here we are getting 0 for all the columns, meaning that there are no null values present. And we can check how many unique values are present in each and every column. For that, we can use df of the particular column. So here I am going to check for the column called rating. So if you consider in our data set, one of the field is rating. So for this rating data set, I am going to find how many unique values are present. So in this, when I say df of rating dot value underscore counts, this function is going to return for every unique value how many records are satisfying. For example, if you consider the rating column, we have totally 5 different ratings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then with the rating 5, we have totally 2,286 records. Then there are 455 records with rating 4, and then 161 records with rating 1, and so on. In the data set, there are totally 3,150 records. Out of that, there are 2,286 records with rating as 5. So we will say that around 72% of the reviewers for Alexa have given the rating as 5. And for the variation column, when we use the value underscore counts, we are getting like this. With variation as black dot, there are totally 516 records, and with variation as charcoal fabric, 430 records, and so on. Similarly, when we call value underscore counts for the feedback column, we can find that with feedback 1, there are 2,893 records, and with feedback 0, we have 257 records. So we can say that 91.8% of the reviewers have given the feedback as 1. So that means they are satisfied. For the date column, when we call value underscore counts, we can count how many different reviews are there for individual dates. I'm going to create a new column in the data frame called length, and that column is going to have the length of the reviewed columns. So I'm going to take from the data frame df verified underscore reviews column. Then I'm going to apply the function called length. It is going to count how many characters are there in the verified underscore reviews column. That will be now created as a new column called length. So now I'm displaying the first 5 rows of the data frame by calling df.head. Now you can see that initially we had only 5 columns. Now we have totally 6 columns. The new column length is created. In the first record, we are getting the length as 13. If you count the number of characters in this, we are getting totally 13. Once we find the length of the reviews, now we can find the maximum review length by calling df.length.max. This is now returning 2,851. The meaning is the maximum length is having totally 2,851 characters. But we don't know which record is having that particular data. So to find that, we can use query function. So df.query, and for that we have to pass the condition. Here the condition is the length column should have the value as 2851. When I do that, it is displaying this output. The meaning of this output is the record with the index 2016 is having totally 2,851 characters. But I'm not able to read the complete review here. So if I want to read the complete review, I can do like this. df is the data frame name. Within that, in the square bracket, I am giving verified underscore reviews. It means that from the data frame in the verified underscore reviews column, I want to extract. But which row I want to extract, that I know now, the row with index 2016. So that I am giving. So with the help of this index, it is now going to display the entire review. Let us perform the visualization for the given data set. I'm going to now use Seaborn as well as Matplotlib for visualization. So I'm importing the necessary packages. First, I'm importing Seaborn as SNS. Then I'm importing matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Now I'm going to count the observation in each category, and that will be shown using the bars. For that, in Seaborn, we have countplot that is going to accept arguments. The first argument is X. That is nothing but the feedback will be taken in the X axis. So here the feedback is having 2 different values, 0 and 1, that is taken in the X axis. And then the data for this particular chart is taken from the data frame DF. And after that, for my plot, I am giving the X label as sentiment score, that is given here. And then for the plot, the Y label is given as number of reviews. Then the title for the plot is given as feedback distribution. Then to show the plot, we are calling the function plt.show. Now we are getting the distribution of feedback. From this, we can identify that there are more number of reviews with feedback 1 rather than the number of reviews with feedback 0. Similarly, we can plot the distribution of the ratings. So the ratings is having 5 different values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is taken in the x-axis. So in x-axis, I'm taking the column rating. Then the data is available from the data frame DF. And using count plot, I am plotting the data. So now we can see that maximum customers have given the rating as 5 and minimum customers have given the rating as 2. Similarly, we can plot the variation column also. So when we plot the variation in the distribution of Alexa, for each and every variation, it is showing how many counts are there in that particular category.